Hey there everyone, welcome back to my coverage of the 2022 USBCs, where we are watching the Spector team on their way towards victory in the event. They are 2 segments in their first match against the Reynolds team. They have a 54 imp lead, 74-20, and let's jump right into the third segment and see how they do. So in this third segment, it looks like the Spector team has showed their third pair. They have Claude Vogel and John Jones. Again, I'm not too familiar with either of these players. John Kraniak and Vince DeMoy are back in, this time in the closed room. And we still have Gavin Wilpert and Warren Spector playing in the open room against Joe Viola and Bill Hall. This was a large victory for Spector. In the Imps, they have a win of 47-3 in this segment. So let's take a look at some of the hands. I'm noticing a couple of game swings, board 36 and board 41. Looks like the same contract was played in both rooms on almost the same opening lead, and in the closed room, the Spector team made the contract both times, whereas in the open room, the contract went down. Or I guess on board 41, it looks like the open room made the contract, and the closed room, they went down. But let's jump in and take a look at these. Let's look at how John Kraniak handled this. John Kraniak was the declarer in this one. So we'll start off with the auction. Oh, I can pop myself in here. There we go. So West starts off by opening a heart. 5-4-2-2, 11 count now. This is very similar to a hand we saw in the last segment, where it was a 4-4-3-2, 11 count with almost the exact same suits and texture in terms of the 9s, 7s. We had, I think, 10s and 8s in that hand, but ace, queen, ace, jack, and both diamonds and hearts. So we get a 1 heart opener by Vince here. Pass by north, 2 clubs by east. Alerted as could be a doubleton. So this is your normal 2/1 caveat, where we want 2 diamonds and 2 hearts to show 5-card suits in response to one of a major opening bid by partner. So 2 clubs can be bid on a 2-card suit is just an artificial game force. 2 diamonds not alerted. Feels like maybe this was missed. It's probably just some sort of asking bid, asking partner to help clarify what their intention was, because of course partner could have 3 cards heart support. 2 no trump alerted, no explanation. By the looks of things, it probably shows a real club suit would be my guess. But maybe it's just balanced with clubs and spades stopped, if 2 diamonds could be natural. Raised to 3 no trump on a minimum. That all seems very normal. So let's take a look at how the play went. South has a spade lead, which looks to be the normal thing to do, 4th best from your longest and strongest. And he has a 5-card suit, so probably a pretty good way to set up some tricks. So South leads the 6 of spades. I guess that's a conventional lead for them. 2nd best, maybe from a bad holding, or maybe they're just playing 2nd best from an honor. I am not sure what their agreements are, but that is somewhat popular. And we can count the tricks for East-West. So off the top, there's 2 clubs, 2 spades, and 2 red aces for 6 tricks. So declarer is going to need 3 more. Now if the clubs break 3-2, we can of course get the remainder of our tricks in the club suit by just ducking a club and scoring 5 clubs, 2 spades, and 2 red aces. An alternative is that hearts might actually provide 3 extra tricks for us. For that to be the case, we would need the 10 of hearts with South, as it is here, and the suit to break 3-3. I suppose there might be some other small considerations. Now, the 8 of hearts is probably a big enough card that we need the 3-3 split. So I imagine that we should be, so let's take a look at how many losers we have, I suppose. That's also an important thing to count on these sorts of deals, because we don't want them getting to 5 tricks before we set up our 9. If the spades happen to split 4-4, then assuming they knock out our spade stoppers with both the ace and king, we could lose 2 spades. If we go after hearts to set up hearts and they don't work out, we could lose a heart. Like play a heart to the 9, it loses to the 10. We now know that we need clubs to help us. So we can lose a heart, 2 spades, and 1 club. Maybe we can't do all of this in time, but that is certainly an option. If we were going after clubs, we would like to start them from the dummy, because if the suit doesn't break, there is some small chance we can do a little better by leading a first round of clubs and putting in the 10. And this would cater to exactly the holding that we see here, the queen jack 4th of clubs with North's hand, but that small extra incentive might give us a few percentage points to boost our chances to making the contract. So I'm not sure if Cranyak is going to win the opening spade lead and lead a heart to the 9, which I think is a very reasonable line of play. If that fails, then we can always fall back on spades breaking 4-4, for example, or maybe 5-3 if we get a little lucky, and then duck a club on the next round to hopefully set up that suit if the opponent's club split 3-2. But let's take a look at what John does on the hand. So the opening spade goes to the jack, and he wins the king. I'm not going to dive too much into the difference between winning the king of spades or the ace in these scenarios. A lot of it has to deal with what the opponent's holdings could be in the suit, and whether or not you actually want them to return the suit or to play a different suit instead. But so he chooses to win the spade king, probably indicating to both opponents that he still has the ace as a second stopper, because North was likely to play the ace on trick 1, and South might have been disinclined to lead from the ace, or of course once he leads the spade 6, his partner probably knows that it's from a bad holding, conventionally. Okay, so John elects for a different line of play altogether. This actually makes a lot of sense. You can test the clubs first to see if they split 3-2. And I think the reason he does this is that he doesn't have a good way to cross to the dummy. I've stepped back for a trick to just the opening spade lead. So if he wanted to cross to dummy, he would have to choose diamonds or hearts, and both of those give something up. Like if he leads a diamond to the ace to try and play a club, then he's setting up the potential for the opponents to take a number of diamond tricks. And similarly, if he plays a heart to the ace, he's giving up on the potential for the hearts to come in for the extra 3 tricks he needs to make the contract. So he likes to play the ace king of clubs. I imagine that's what's going to happen based on his play to trick 2. And if the suit splits 3-2, then he just gives up a club. The ace of spades is still an entry to his hand. That's a big reason why we don't want to duck the opening spade lead. And then he'll have his 9 tricks. And if the clubs don't break, he's still in his hand with 1 extra entry in the ace of spades where he can take 2 heart finesses. So let's see if that's what he does. You get the ace of clubs, the king of clubs. South shows out, discarding a spade. And now he's going to switch to hearts to pick up that suit. And with the lucky layout of the heart suit, South can still make its contract from here. Now there is a point, I want to pause right here, because a strong player in South's seat would probably figure out what's going on. The ace-king of clubs is a very strange line of play, and then once South shows out, it's very unlikely that East was just cashing the ace-king of clubs, waiting for South to show out on this trick. He was probably hoping the clubs would split better. So now he's going after the heart suit for his extra tricks. And if that's the case, well, declare didn't lead the queen, or 10 of hearts, so it's likely that our partner actually holds the queen in this layout. Therefore, we can actually play the king of hearts here as a second-hand high play and give declare a bit of a guess the next time he leads the suit. When the 4 of hearts goes to the king and ace, and declare then crosses to the spade ace and leads another heart, we're going to play the 8, and declare will have to guess whether to play the 9 as a finesse of our 10, or the jack, thinking that we've split the king from king-queen. Now, I think declare would get the position correct, even if South does this. It is 2-1, or he has twice as likely to hold honor 10 third as he is to hold king-queen third. But there has to be the added consideration of would South, in good tempo, and it's very important to actually play this card in good tempo, not sit there and think for 5 minutes and then play the king of hearts, then everyone knows what's going on. Would South really be hopping up with the king of hearts if he didn't also have the queen? So there is that consideration to be made. But let's see what South does. South just plays the 8, the 9 forces out the queen, and now there's no guess for declare. The spade gets let back, declare wins, and leads a heart to the jack. And in this scenario, there's no alternative, right? Declare just has to finesse the jack of hearts, hoping that the king is with South. Once it is, he has his 9 tricks and claims to make 3 no trump. So let's see what happens at the other table. So at the other table, they open a heart. We get 2 clubs by east, 2 diamonds again, 3 clubs now, 3 hearts by west. This doesn't have any extra distribution. I imagine this is probably just a temporizing bid. Doesn't want to rebid 3 diamonds because he doesn't have a 5-card suit. Doesn't bid 3 spades because that's probably showing a spade stopper, or maybe it's actually just patterning out, so he would be showing 3 spades, 5 hearts, 4 diamonds, and a club. And he doesn't want to bid no trump because he's not the one with spades stopped, so he just bids 3 hearts, waiting for more information from his partner. And you see his partner wasn't convinced that he has 6-card heart suit, so just bids 3 no trump himself with good spades. So here at this table, we get the 4 spades lead. That is a 4th best lead. Looks like they're considering the 10 of spades to be a worthwhile card, or maybe they just always lead 4th best from a 5-card suit. And if this was 10, 6, 5, 4 without the 3, a 4-card suit, maybe they would have led the 6. So the opening trick goes the exact same. The 4 of spades is led, declare chooses to win the king. And now let's take a look at what declare does. We've kind of talked about the options on this hand. They lead the ace of clubs, great. And they lead the king of clubs. This is also great. It's hard to imagine declare going down, but maybe South actually does pop up with the king of hearts, and this gives them a guess. So he leads a heart, and this is beautiful. I love this play. So we talked about it already, and we'll now get to see it in action to see if declare does guess correctly. We probably know he doesn't, given that declare has gone down in this contract. But let's take a look at what happens. So the king of hearts is played. Oh, well, that's a little anticlimactic. But the idea here is that had declare won the ace and then played a spade over to their spade ace, he would have to lead a heart up and would guess on the next round. By ducking the king of hearts, he's already committing himself towards taking a finesse of the jack on the next round, and we see that that's not going to work, so the opponents are just going to run a large number of tricks on defense after that happens. But what I had mentioned was that I think declare should be getting this guess correct. If you respect your opponents enough that you think they're capable of making this kind of play, then it is twice as likely that South holds queen 10 third or king 10 third of hearts. Remember, we're looking at this a priori before any information has come out. So once the king of hearts shows up, this easily could have been the queen. We didn't know ahead of time. The fact that South played the king instead of the queen doesn't concern us. It's just South would have played the queen as well from queen 10 third just as easily as they would have played the king here and given Declare this problem. But because we're 2-1 in favor of them holding the 10 of hearts instead of both the king and queen in honors, we should be finessing the 9 on the next round of the suit. But let's quickly go through how the rest of the defense went. I imagine we get another spade return. And now East Declare takes the second heart finesse, which we know is going to fail. North wins, cashes 2 clubs, and plays a spade over to their partner, who runs... Oh. Oopsies. Oopsies. Well, so North-South kind of... this was probably just a slip. Not overtaking the 9 of spades with the 10 to cash out the remainder of the spades. So they lose out on one under trick here, where they could have taken 3 spades. North ends up end playing the dummy in hearts to lead away from the ace queen of diamonds into his king at the end. So they beat the contract 2 tricks, but with the contract making it the other table, that's a sizable number of imps to the Spector team. So let's take a look at the other hand that caught my attention, the 3 no trump in South at both tables, board 41. And let's see how Warren Spector ends up playing this contract to make it first. So South opens a no trump, alerted as good 14 to 17 high card points. He has 15, 2 10s, a great 5-card suit. I would probably treat this as a maximum. After opening a no trump, like if partner invited, I would probably just bid game on the strength of the really strong 5-card suit. Ace Jack 10 5th is just an incredible holding. You know, 2/3 of the time, even when partner has nothing, we're going to be picking up the suit for 4 losers. Not 2/3 of the time, 3/4 of the time. 3/4 of the time we'll pick up the suit for 4 losers. 4 tricks. It's backwards day. Sorry. But yeah, just that with the Jack 10 9 of diamonds as well, a pretty strong holding where opposite any honor from partner, we have a stopper in that suit. North goes through Stamen, no 4-card majors. No 4/4 major suit fits were found, and North bids 3 no trump with a 10 count. This all seems pretty normal. West elects to lead a diamond. They have a strong hand and a 5-card suit, so I'm in favor of this lead. Normally, leading away from an ace into a no-trump opener is not the best thing to do. Leading away from an ace in general is not always a great thing to do. But with a 5-card suit and an outside entry, I think setting up diamonds is the most reasonable thing that they can do. So, we get the opening diamond lead, and no matter what Declare does, he will only have 1 diamond stopper. So Declare could win the Diamond King, or he could elect to ride this round. The Queen will win, a diamond will come back, which will be ducked by West, and then Declare will have to make do with whatever he has. So I see 5 clubs, I see 1 diamond, so that's 6 tricks. The Ace of Hearts is 7th, so we do need 2 more tricks somewhere. And the most reasonable way to get those tricks would be the King of Spades and a heart finesse. Now, given that the opponents have 4 diamonds to cash whenever they get in, they should be able to win the Ace of Spades immediately and then take those 4 diamond tricks. West might need a signal from their partner to show encouragement in diamonds, though, because if West believes that South actually holds the Queen of Diamonds, then West might be disinclined to pop up with the Ace of Spades, hoping that maybe partner actually has the Queen of Hearts instead. And popping up with the Ace of Spades, if Declare, say, leads the 9 of Spades out of hand towards the Queen, would give Declare 2 spade tricks that he wasn't otherwise entitled to. So let's see how Warren handles this hand. He does pop up with the Diamond King, and the 5 of diamonds is played from East. Now, I think a lot of this deal is going to stem on how the opponents card in these situations, because If the 5 diamonds was an encouraging signal, I think West should expect his partner to hold the diamond queen. If the opponents play reverse Smith, then as declarer, we might want to lead a suit that doesn't let the opponents give a strong signal. Anyway, let's take a look at what declarer does. He leads a heart off dummy. We know that we need the heart queen to hold, otherwise we're not going to be getting to 9 tricks. And there is a remote possibility that East happens to have the king-jack doubleton of hearts on side, in which case we can finesse the queen, cash the ace, and then the 10 will be good, and we don't even need to worry about sneaking a spade trick through. But East plays the 9 of hearts on this trick. Now, I would expect they're playing some sort of standard Smith signaling, in which case the 9 of hearts would be encouraging in diamonds. I mean, obviously East wants to encourage in diamonds. I think that's the bottom line of this deal. You know, that's all the opponents care about on this hand, is trying to make sure that they cash their diamond tricks and get that taken care of as soon as possible. So declarer takes a heart finesse and now leads the 9 of spades, and based on these first 2 tricks, West needs to figure out that it is correct to hop up with the spade ace and lead the 2 diamonds to their partner's queen. He doesn't do that, he plays low, the queen of spades holds, and declarer probably quickly cashes 9 tricks. Yeah, just claims even. Doesn't want to mess around, there's no real squeeze coming in here. You've now set up spades and diamonds for the opponents. So okay, that was well played, but the opponents obviously had their chance to collect their diamonds in the spade ace. Let's see what happens at the other table. 1 no trump, 15 to 17 at this table. Again, a stamen auction and no 4-4 major suit fit. And the 3 diamonds is led. Declarer at this table elects to duck. Now, that's going to make the defense very simple, because when the queen of diamonds wins and a diamond is returned, West can just win the diamond ace and knock out the remaining diamond stopper, and now he actually knows that he has 3 tricks. So whenever declarer tries to lead a spade towards the queen, she does immediately, West just wins and cashes out the remaining 2 diamonds. So let's go back to the other table just for a second and step through declarer's choice at trick 1 here, because this is something that I think a lot of people don't value highly enough, is concealing your own hand as declarer from the opponents. We've seen this a couple times during this match, and playing the king of diamonds here, while as declarer you know that you only have 1 diamond stopper, no matter what the distribution of the opponent's diamonds is, as long as the 3 diamonds is a true 4th best. I mean, if they could be 6-2, then maybe there's some chance that you'll actually get 2 stoppers out of this, or the suit will block, or someone won't have a diamond to lead back at some point. But either way, if this is a true 4th best, then yes, we only have 1 diamond stopper. You know, West could have ace queen 5th, in which case the king doubleton is going to drop. East could have the ace, in which case the king, you know, West will never play the queen on the 2nd round of the suit. So playing a low diamond allows East to win the first trick with whichever diamond he has, the ace or the queen, and return the suit, giving their partner a lot of clarity about what's happening in the suit. Whereas playing the king, if it happens to win, then West, holding the diamond ace, will need to figure out that their partner has the diamond queen. Now, imagine we switched the east and south diamonds on this hand. When we play the king of diamonds from north, then we're still retaining queen doubleton of diamonds in hand, so West might hope that East could get in with some card, we don't know what, and lead diamonds through, finessing the diamond queen from declarer. So West does have a difficult choice when the king of diamonds holds trick 1. But That being said, well played by Ro16 on this deal to give the opponents a tough problem, and Declare at the other table just didn't manage to put the opponents in that difficult of a position. So looking back at the overall score for the set, the Spector team really came to play this segment and got themselves off to now close to a 100 imp lead. I guess they have a 98 imp lead after 3 segments. And it's definitely possible to drop 100 imps in a segment. I know I've done it. I've done it to other teams. These things do happen, but it's pretty rare. And for the most part, if you've gotten these 3 strong segments put together, you've probably cemented yourself as the better team. So kind of in wrapping up the 3rd segment of play, it looks like Spector is doing quite well. They've showed some real class in how they conceal information about Declare's hand from their opponents in this match, and they've taken some better lines of play in some of these contracts. Also noting some real flair in the defense from Ro16 on that first 3 no-trump deal where he popped up with the King of Hearts on the first round of the suit. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed, and join me again tomorrow for another segment of play.